Coming up on CBC Vancouver News.
Just the smell of smoke in the air and the fire can be triggering.
Some evacuees in Lytton allowed to go home as crews continue battling a wildfire nearby. Plus,
I'm calling for the Carney condo bailout of developers and bankers to be cancelled.
Pierre Poilievre slams Ottawa's plan to buy empty condos, calling it a bailout for developers. And
I will have them working in pairs, never alone, especially in significantly higher heat.
As temperatures rise in the Fraser Valley, how farm workers are staying safe.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Janella Hamilton. Cooler temperatures and less gusty winds have helped reduce activity on the wildfire burning near Lytton. Some evacuees are now able to return home. It comes as the village continues to try to rebuild ever since a devastating wildfire in 2021. I spoke with Alana Kelly earlier. She was in Lytton over the weekend and has more on what weather conditions were like.
Yeah, there was significantly less fire activity yesterday. I did see some plumes of smoke on the hill and some flames, but the helicopter pilots were making quick work going back and forth, putting water on those spots. And to talk about this area, it is tinder dry. It can be extremely hot and windy, which challenges that firefight. And I spoke to the mayor of Lytton, and she said she's been receiving lots of messages of support.
We're praying for you. We hope you're safe. And down here in the village, we are safe. You can see the fire up above. So the people of the village, I don't feel we have never felt unsafe. Although the fire, just the smell of smoke in the air and the fire can be triggering.
Some people who were evacuated were able to return home last night, which is a positive sign. Now, one of the challenges with this area is getting water into the community. So they were using these big water tank trucks to put hoses through and then putting a sprinkler, which was then attached to people's homes. This was a fire mitigation strategy that they were using yesterday. There were also ground crews going around pruning the trees. So that's cutting those lower branches off so that the fire can't jump or climb.
Now, Alana, do we know if any properties were damaged in this latest wildfire?
Sadly, a family told CBC News that their uncle's house was lost in this fire. And there was also a letter from one of the local schools that was sent out on Sunday saying some of the community members and staff lost their. Now, since 2021, this community of Lytton has been rebuilding. There is a lot of work that is underway. The homes that were rebuilt have a fire-resistant material. There's not even a grocery store in this community yet. So that's in the plans. Also a museum, an outdoor pool, and a community center. And the mayor told me, something that she's really looking forward to having that Legion building back open later this year.
All right, that's the CBC's Alana Kelly reporting. Thank you. It's officially summer now, and Environment Canada says parts of BC, including the Fraser Valley, could see some record high temperatures early this week. As Benit Braich reports, it comes with a reminder to stay safe from the sun.
As temperatures rise in the Fraser Valley, farmers like Craig Seal are keeping their workers' safety and crops in mind.
I have my contract men, I will have them working in pairs, never alone, especially in significantly higher heat. We choose what work we do.
It's a season for fresh summer berries. He says heavier work out in the fields is prioritized during the cooler parts of the day, and the essentials are key.
Full-length sleeves and hats, sunscreen.
And as the sun beams on these blueberries,
I anticipate good quality coming in as long as we keep that irrigation water coming on.
Warmer days bring reminders, especially for outdoor workers, to protect themselves from the sun.
Take breaks around the hottest time of the day, which is around 1 to 3 p.m.
WorkSafe BC notes prolonged sun exposure can cause skin damage, making outdoor workers 3.5 times more likely to develop skin cancer than indoor workers. And some things for employers to consider.
How can I provide adequate breaks, provide for hydration, cold water, making sure that workers are always taking those rotational breaks and changing jobs so that they don't get stressed out in the heat.
Environment Canada says parts of the Fraser Valley could see temperatures up to 32 degrees.
Those temperatures are high enough for some of those regions to constitute what could be some record highs. The seasonal in the Fraser Valley is high of 20 and low of 12. So we're obviously significantly above that for the next couple of days.
The weather agency says temperatures are expected to cool midweek with rain expected this weekend. But while the sun's out, some are making the most of it.
Summer is here. I've been waiting all year for it.
It's a really hot day, so it's nice to have your feet in the water.
It is a beautiful day, but we're just here for a good time.
Benit Brach, CBC News, Abbotsford.
Steve Jung is here to take a look at some of that hot heat and some of that relief coming. Steve?
Well, Janella, over the last little bit, as we have dealt with that drier and hotter weather, it has led to elevated fire danger rating across much of the province. We can see pretty much this entire western stretch of BC now under high fire danger rating, including on Vancouver Island and also here on the south coast where we are currently in Vancouver, and the part of the southeast of the province now under high fire danger rating as well. This was previously the area with the lowest fire danger in all of the province, but it does look like we have some relief on the horizon. As we get through the midweek point, we'll see some scattered showers making its way to the north, central, and some parts of southern BC. But it's really as we get to Thursday, we see more of that precipitation moving in. As we get to Friday, blanketing large parts of BC, pretty much the entirety of the province, and that'll hopefully bring in some of that relief that we're looking forward towards. And as we look towards tomorrow's conditions here on the south coast, some cloudy skies and a chance of showers in places like Whistler and Lytton. Looks like we're really gearing up for that rain to make its way towards us. We'll get into that later in the show.
Thanks so much, Steve. The backlash is building against a plan by Ottawa and BC to buy more than 2,000 unsold condos and turn them into affordable housing. As Katie DeRosa reports, critics call it a taxpayer-funded developer bailout and want it scrapped.
I'm calling for the Carney condo bailout of developers and bankers to be cancelled.
Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the plan by Mark Carney and David Eby to buy empty condos and turn them into affordable housing will only enrich developers.
Somebody's going to lose money. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be the waitress and the welder paying for it on their taxes so Carney can give a tax-funded bailout?
There's no dollar figure yet for how much Ottawa and BC will spend to buy these empty condos.
We're in discussions still between the province and the federal government and stakeholders on how best to leverage innovative funding mechanisms to create that pathway to home ownership.
BC is facing a 30-year high of unsold condos, almost 6,000 across the province. A third of the empty condos in Metro Vancouver have a price tag of over $1 million, says urban planner Andy Yan.
What kind of condos might the government be able to afford to bring into these programs?
Even if the government got a good deal and paid $500,000 per condo, the program could cost taxpayers more than $1 billion.
If they're buying the condos at 70 cents on the dollar, maybe that's a good thing. But if they're just buying them at market prices, then it sure looks like a bailout.
BC Conservative housing critic says those units aren't selling for a reason.
A lot of them are the size of a closet at 400, 350 square feet.
One Vancouver realtor questions why the government doesn't let the market correct to bring down prices.
There's a lot of consumers out there that are reviewing this and saying, where's my bailout? Optically not very good.
But without a price tag for the program or answers on how the units will be selected, the details are as empty as those unsold condos. Katie DeRosa, CBC News, Victoria.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre was in Richmond earlier. He says more competition is needed to make groceries more affordable for Canadians.
Getting rid of the industrial carbon tax that raises farming, food processing, and fertilizer prices. Let's unblock our resources so that we can produce more of the fertilizer and the other inputs here in this country. And let's open up real competition so that the grocers have to fight for the customers by driving prices down.
Poilievre says Canadians are paying more than ever for produce, meat, and dairy. He says to help combat that, the Carney government needs to do more. StatsCan says the country's annual inflation rate edged up to 3.2% in May.
Being a little bit more careful what I spend on. So pack of chips will not come home or something like that, yeah.
But I certainly do look at the prices and just try to be mindful of how much everything is. But I haven't really cut back on anything just yet, no.
You just like walk in, doesn't matter what you bought, it's like $100.
Like milk, eggs,
like,
everything.
It's
It's just
like,
like, shouldn't cost this much.
Surrey police say 2 men have been deported and a third is facing charges after a major drug bust in May. Police say all 3 men were Indian nationals living in Surrey.
The 3 individuals that were initially arrested, they were all released at the time pending the ongoing investigation. 2 have since been removed from Canada by CBSA without any criminal charges being sworn against them. But 1 man, Gurjot Singh, a 24-year-old male who's a foreign national, has now been charged by Crown Counsel.
Police say the seizure included nearly 16 kilograms of opium and about a half a kilogram each of cocaine and fentanyl. Singh is facing drug trafficking and possession charges and is due in court this Friday. More supports are coming for businesses dealing with vandalism and property crime. The BC government has announced a province-wide program to better combat street disorder. As Claire Palmer reports, the program is an expansion of a pilot project already being used in 3 BC cities, including Nanaimo.
A pilot project aimed to reduce property crime, which began in Nanaimo, is now being rolled out across the province.
Too many businesses are facing the impacts of street disorder, retail theft, and repeat property crime.
The expansion includes establishing 12 hubs to provide wraparound services aimed at prolific property crime offenders. That could look like increased supervision and monitoring, housing services, and mental health and addiction supports. It first started as a pilot last fall in Nanaimo, Kelowna, and Nelson, with RCMP saying it's been a big success.
Since the beginning of the Sepoy Hub, we've already seen meaningful progress.
The owner of this popular establishment, cleverly named the Nanaimo Bar, says she's been the victim of property crime since the pilot first launched in the fall.
I can't say for sure if they've gotten better or worse. All of the business owners downtown really want this to happen, and we're looking forward to seeing really good results.
The program will be expanded to several cities across the province, including Langley, where business owners are excited to see what the program can do for them.
Often when we talk to government about crime, or we see announcements from government on crime, it's gangs and guns, and those are important. But what I hear from our Main Street businesses is that slow, grinding property crime. Someone's broken your window, someone's stolen from you, someone's graffitied, someone's done those things that kind of on a regular basis just make it hard to do business.
The province will be investing $16 million over 2 years into the program, which is being modeled after the Repeat Violent Offending Intervention Initiative, with nearly 900 repeat offenders expected to be monitored through both programs. Claire Palmer, CBC News, Nanaimo.
It is the 2nd week of the FIFA Men's World Cup in Vancouver, and BC emergency crews say they've seen an increase in calls, in part due to the influx of visitors.
We're actually putting on extra paramedics. We've been adding extra shifts throughout the Lower Mainland to help ease if we do see a spike in responses. And that's on top of the deployment that we have specifically at FIFA sites, being the fan zone or at BC Place and around the surrounding area.
Twait says the most frequent calls at crowded events are related to falls. He says they have deployed UTV ambulances to navigate through thick crowds and transport patients quickly. And with temperatures expected to rise in the coming days, paramedics have released safety awareness videos advising people to stay hydrated and seek shade. Coming up, why it's taking so long to reopen a historical landmark in Northeast BC.
This is Vancouver is a new CBC podcast where we explore the issues, the stories, and the people that make this place home. Listen to This is Vancouver wherever you get your podcasts.
Five years after it was temporarily closed, there is still no timeline for reopening one of Northeast BC's best-known landmarks. As Matt Preprost reports, drivers are not able to travel on the historic Kiskatna Curved Bridge because of safety concerns.
Well, no, and the sign said closed at the bridge, and I said, well, the bridge is where I want to go.
For more than 80 years, the historic Kiskatna Bridge has been on the bucket list for travelers like Dave Lorette, driving up the world-famous Alaska Highway, even when all the signs say bridge closed.
We really have to look at, what's needed to keep that safe.
The BC landmark has been barricaded since June 2021 over structural safety concerns caused by a small landslide. 5 years later, there's still no timeline for its reopening.
The curve, you got the whole juxtaposition of nature and straight lines. And
the horseshoe-shaped timber trestle bridge was built by Canada and the U.S. during the Second World War, both countries rushing to move thousands of troops, shoring up northern defenses along the original Alaska Highway.
I think about the time frame of the world of that, and
the tools and the equipment and how things were made and done. I just think it's pretty spectacular, and then it's still here today.
But the province is worried the banks on either side of the bridge are still slowly moving, raising concerns over the structure's stability.
There's a lot to consider, but it's but certainly we know it's beloved.
Though the Kaskatnaw Bridge no longer carries the traffic it once used to, it's still an iconic tourism spot and a landmark for local families. The area is home to a provincial park and 250 million year old fossil discoveries nearby.
I've heard visitors come back and tell us how amazing they thought it was, the scale of it in person as opposed to pictures. They're not quite ready for that, so when they get to see what this bridge is in person, they're quite impressed, and also they would like to see it usable and accessible too.
It's something special, and we should spend more time, care, attention, share the history, and look to see how we can preserve and protect it.
The province says it's reviewing the latest engineering work and hopes to have a clearer picture of the bridge's future this year. Matt Preprost, CBC News, Fort St. John.
Staying in northeastern BC, a popular lake and trout fishery at risk of being decommissioned is receiving financial support. As Tom Summer explains, the province is committing $500,000 to assess, engineer, and plan major infrastructure repairs at Inga Lake.
Lots of people come here and camp just for the weekend, do a bit of fishing. Also, the site here is popular with hunters in the fall. It's also, over the years, been a good source for educational opportunities for school kids.
Jerry Paley is a longtime Fort St. John resident and a member of the BC Wildlife Federation. He's also a frequent user of Inga Lake, roughly 75 kilometers north of the city. The lake had been at risk of being decommissioned, but the province says they're committing $500,000 to plan for repairs.
The dam and the weir is aging, the infrastructure here, so we're giving about $500,000 to Ducks Unlimited to start doing the necessary kind of look into what needs to be done long term to ensure that we can keep this lake flowing for the 6,000 plus families who use it every year.
The announcement was part of a $1.5 million funding package to identify needs at Ducks Unlimited conservation sites across the province.
We have about 50 to 60 structures that are created wetlands so that we can have water on the landscape. My job specifically is to maintain those and make sure that we're up to code on everything and just make sure everything is still in good condition for the water to stay on the landscape.
It's great to hear that government is putting some money in and will preserve the lake for at least the foreseeable future.
Inga Lake was created in 1970 to support oil field operations and has been stocked every year with rainbow trout since 1973. Tom Summer, CBC News, Fort St. John.
Here's a look at the North Shore Mountains. It was a warm one today, but will it last? Steve Jung has your full weather forecast coming up. A national organization of women physicians is calling on BC to adopt a universal infant RSV immunization program before this year's cold and flu season is upon us. At the moment, pregnant people in this province can choose to get the maternal RSV vaccine, but it is still out of pocket. The Federation of Medical Women of Canada wants to see a provincial program that would cover the costs for everyone. Dr. Shelley Ross is a longtime family doctor and is among those pushing for change, and she joins us now. Dr. Ross, thanks so much for being with us. Let's begin with why it is so important to expand the scope of provincially funded RSV immunizations to include pregnant people.
Well, there's two reasons. First of all, every infant deserves to be protected. It's one of those viruses that attacks every child by about age 2. And 1 in 50 children will be so sick that they'll be hospitalized in their first year of life. And unlike a bacterial infection, there's no cure, so prevention is so important.
And you spoke about that age. At what age specifically or stage of fetal development should we start thinking about getting vaccinated?
Well, there's actually two choices of vaccines. The one for the mother, according to the World Health Organization, can now be given as early as 28 weeks up until 36 weeks. And then there's an immunization that can be given to the infant after birth. So there's two choices. So the other thing that we feel is so important, that parents-to-be should have informed information so that they can make the appropriate decision as to what's best for their baby.
Now, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization recommends pregnant people consider getting the RSV vaccination in order to protect the fetus as well. Is BC the only lagging province when it comes to something like this?
Well, last week I would have said there was 3 provinces, but now New Brunswick has developed a universal program. So that only leaves BC and Alberta, and we really want them to get on board before this 2026-2027 season hits us again.
And so what do you think is the holdup? Why is BC so behind other provinces when it comes to supplying this for free?
I think it's a money issue. It's hard to say exactly how much it would cost, but when you think of the cost of a baby in the intensive care unit on a ventilator, it doesn't take long to add up to those costs and make it worthwhile.
And finally, Dr. Ross, before we go, how important is that with RSV season coming up? Are we seeing those cases of RSV among infants on the rise?
Well, in the provinces where they have a universal program, they're on the decrease, which is wonderful. And some provinces like Quebec have decreased hospitalizations by 89% since they started the program. So we really want BC and Alberta to get on board. Every infant deserves to be protected.
All right, thank you so much. Dr. Shelley Ross is with the Federation of Medical Women of Canada. Police in Montreal are mourning one of their own tonight, killed responding to a gunman who opened fire in a Montreal neighborhood. The first officer to die in the line of duty in that city in more than 2 decades. Sarah Levitt takes us through the moments it happened, and a warning, this story contains some disturbing video.
A chilling image, a gunman dressed in camo brandishing a long-range rifle. The deadly shooting with police caught on video, parts too disturbing to show.
It's a very, very sad day. It's a nightmare.
In this video, verified by CBC News, you can see the shooter chase an officer. Then seconds later, you can see him reloading his weapon. In the end, 3 people were dead, including a police officer identified as Mohamed Lamin Benredouan, a bystander, and the shooter himself.
It was a 911 call from a citizen telling us there's somebody who's shooting.
The call came in around 11:30 a.m. in a densely populated part of Montreal, a complex with a hotel, condo high-rises, and businesses. Witnesses say they heard a dozen of gunshots and saw police descend on the area, including a nearby park. Brandon Benchamil El Kaim filmed the scene from his condo.
I saw parents ripping their kids off of the play structure. They were running for their life. It was very clear to me that there was something serious going on there.
Shayna Uakin says she was less than a block away when she saw the gunman reloading his weapon. That's when she says she heard him say, "It's gonna go down, ça va mal y aller." Even after the gunman was shot and killed, an emergency alert was sent out warning citizens of an armed and dangerous suspect, sparking concern there could be another shooter. A wide perimeter was set, even resulting in the evacuation of St. Joseph's Oratory, a historic basilica 5 kilometers away from the shooting. By late afternoon,
The immediate threat is controlled, safe, so the community is safe.
caught in the crossfire, a civilian believed to be shot and killed. Another civilian was injured, so too was a female police officer. The shooter left a violent incel manifesto, part of a misogynistic movement targeting women. He also called for a violent revolution. Now, Quebec's police watchdog, paired with provincial police, are investigating.
The tragic events that unfolded today have deeply shaken the people of Montreal and, more broadly, all Quebecers. And I'm personally deeply shocked and saddened by what has occurred.
That's the CBC's Sarah Levitt in Montreal. Canada's annual rate of inflation is now above 3% for the first time since the late 2023. Angie Seth takes a closer look at what's causing it and its implications.
The Consumer Price Index is up 3.2% year over year in May. Energy continues to be the main driving factor. Prices at the pumps rose faster in May year over year compared to April due to the war in the Middle East and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. But is the surge in inflation resting entirely on energy? Economists say the higher prices do raise concerns about overall inflation for the average consumer.
When people go to gas up their cars or start to see the impact on their purchasing power, then that starts to set off essentially inflation expectations. And this is where then you start to see that playing out in wages, and it affects more broadly, essentially domestic inflationary pressures.
The spillover, although minimal, is affecting other areas like produce. Prices of vegetables rose to 9%. Broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, and tomatoes are the big drivers. And tomatoes making headlines, jumping up 45% in price. But energy alone is not the cause. Statistics Canada says, quote, due to supply contractions in Mexico stemming from poor weather and a reduction in planted acreage following the implementation of U.S. tariffs. The cost of fruit also rose 5.3%, with grapes and berries driving up that cost. Travel continues to be expensive due to high operational costs and jet fuel. And according to RBC, energy is still the main driving factor, saying, quote, inflation trends continue to move broadly in line with the Bank of Canada's inflation target, and that target sits at 2%. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklin noted earlier this month during the most recent interest rate announcement, highlighting that if there is spillover beyond energy prices, it could prompt an interest rate change. Andrew Seth, CBC News, Toronto.
Ottawa unveiled this country's nuclear strategy today, one the federal government hopes will help it meet its goal to double the country's energy grid by 2050. David Thurton has more on the pushback the plan is already getting.
The federal government looking to expand Canada's nuclear industry.
We are writing the next chapter in one of Canada's greatest industrial success stories.
The federal energy minister unveiled Ottawa's nuclear energy strategy. Its top priority, to begin construction on up to 10 large nuclear reactors, 2 by 2035, another 5 by 2040, part of a plan to double the capacity of Canada's electric grid by 2050.
If our goal is to double our grid and reach net zero by 2050, there is no credible plan for Canada to do that without nuclear energy.
Compared to fossil fuels, nuclear power plants produce little to no carbon pollution, but environmentalists aren't convinced.
This is very kind of old school thinking.
Greenpeace says while Canada plans to support nuclear, other countries are looking at renewables.
Right now, wind and solar power backed up by batteries can do the same job as nuclear power at a much lower cost and at much less risk.
The new reactors won't come cheap and are expected to cost more than $100 billion.
One of the things we're focusing on is working with the provinces and working with proponents to make sure we spread that cost effectively over the life of the project.
But cost isn't the only issue.
We still have no technology to dispose of nuclear waste.
Advocates for nuclear energy say there is an established plan for that.
So we're dealing with a very safe technology and one which has a waste stream, as do all technologies, including wind, solar, and batteries, but one that's been, really remarkably well managed.
Another big question is where these new reactors will be built. So far, only Ontario has plans for new nuclear power, but the federal strategy calls for at least one nuclear reactor to be built outside of Ontario by 2035. David Thurton, CBC News, Ottawa.
A new turn for the proposed path of Canada's first high-speed rail. The Liberal government says it's looking at changing the route. Ashley Burke explains.
No Alto! No Alto! Protesters trying to put the brakes on high-speed rail.
It's all for the money. It's nothing else, just money.
It's only going to feed and help the politicians and the business people that want to go from one hub to the other.
Some worry the proposed track would slice through their farms, properties, and communities, forcing them to give up land.
I understand the fear. It's kind of the fear of the unknown.
Canada's Transport Minister says after more than 330,000 people weighed in during consultations, he's now directing the developer to study a potential stop in Kingston, Ontario.
You think about people in Kingston who might want to go to a Blue Jay game or a Montreal Canadiens game and can be back at home in their bed by midnight. It will literally change life in those kinds of ways.
The original proposed plan was more direct from Toronto to Quebec City. Now Alto needs to look at dropping down to Kingston, which would make the trip longer and cost more to build.
Yes, there is additional cost with it, but there's increased ridership to compensate with the extra cost. I'm not going to go into more detail, but the warm fuzzy feeling is that economically it makes sense to have the station in Kingston.
But the new study doesn't mean property owners are breathing a sigh of relief. The old plan is still on the table.
Does it alleviate? It might for some. I think the hierarchy for those who are concerned about this project is still no Alto.
The opposition wants the government to scrap the project that's estimated to cost up to $90 billion.
Conservatives would use the Alto research money to take taxes off used cars.
Residents will start finding out in the fall if the train will cut through their properties. The transport minister says the government hopes to negotiate with property owners willing to sell, but will expropriate land if it needs to. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is stepping down as the head of the UK Labour Party, an announcement that will set off yet another contest for a new PM. As Briar Stewart reports, it comes as a possible contender officially steps onto the national stage.
It was obvious change was coming at 10 Downing Street even before Keir Starmer walked out.
The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election. I have heard the answer, and I accept that answer with good grace.
And just like that, the revolving door of British politics turned once more. In less than 10 years, 6 different prime ministers have resigned. Starmer is the latest. Before that, there was Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss, Boris Johnson, Theresa May, and David Cameron. Starmer's term began nearly 2 years ago after a landslide Labour victory, but then came the political struggles. Among them, his decision to appoint Peter Mandelson, a close friend of Jeffrey Epstein, as UK ambassador to the US. But Starmer's personal style was also a factor. Some called him bland. Did you like him?
I didn't dislike him, but I think he had no, you know what I mean, go, get up and go.
I've heard he's a nice man, and perhaps he is, but as a politician, no, not for me, no.
For others, they believe his government didn't do enough to make the country more livable and affordable.
We hope that the candidate that's going to take his place might have enough power to
drive what's needed for the country to move forward.
That I will put myself forward in the
And this man will almost certainly be next in line to lead the Labour Party, Andy Burnham. The former mayor of Manchester was sworn in as a Labour MP after winning a crucial by-election last week.
So help me God.
And his arrival in London was greeted with the type of wall-to-wall media coverage that befits a future PM.
I think Burnham is obviously a better salesman, but the question is whether a better salesman can sell pretty much the same policy offer to the electorate.
If indeed it ends up being more of a coronation, that means that Burnham could be in office in mid-July. Briar Stewart, CBC News, London.
A heat wave is hovering over parts of Europe this week. France experiencing its hottest overnight temperatures ever. That story next. Much of Europe is already under a heat wave as summer kicks off. with millions of people experiencing extreme hot weather. As Anand Ram reports, there have been more than a dozen heat-related deaths, and several schools have either closed or had to change timetables to offer some relief.
As Europeans swelter under a heat wave, even attempts to cool off have cost lives. French authorities say drownings are up as people seek relief, with 13 deaths this weekend alone, including children who couldn't handle river currents. It's an oppressive start to summer across the continent. From Paris to Seville to Munich, people managed however they could.
And we made this wet. Yeah, a scarf, make it wet.
Wet?
And it helps.
Temperatures approached unbearable levels, reading into the mid-40s in Madrid. Little relief for those who have to be outside, other than to keep water close at hand. But if you have to go because of work, you go. What can we do? Air conditioning is still a rarity in Europe, even in schools. Across France, more than 1,300 were closed, and here's why.
It's called an omega block. There's a kind of a bulge in the pressure field with this sort of hot air sitting underneath it and cooler air on either side.
In other words, a heat dome fueled by hot winds from Africa, parking itself over Western and Central Europe. And climate change is making matters worse.
When we have a heat wave, we're now seeing temperatures in Europe that are 2 to 4 degrees higher than would have been the case without human-caused warming.
This heat is expected to last well into the week, with the added danger that nighttime temperatures aren't that much better, meaning more deaths may be ahead. Anand Ram, CBC News, Toronto.
Steve Jung is back with another look at our weather and here to talk to us a little bit about the heat that we've been experiencing.
Yeah, Janella, it's certainly been sort of a very dry and very hot stretch that we just went through, but it looks like we do have some relief on the horizon. By about midweek, we can see some showers approaching the north, central, and some parts of southern BC, but really coming in very scattered. It's really as we get to Thursday and Friday, while we wait for the map to just kind of bring us to that point there, it's really as we get to Thursday and Friday where more of that precipitation moves over to BC, and by Friday covering pretty much the entirety of BC. Even here in Metro Vancouver, we could get accumulations by Saturday of 20 to 30 millimeters of rain, which is a very hopeful sign as we do continue watching the rising fire danger here in the province. We can see pretty much this entire western stretch of BC now under high fire danger, and even some areas under some pockets of extreme fire danger. And of course, we do have that wildfire of note, the Saw Creek wildfire, still burning out of control south of Lytton. So hopefully that rain can help tamp that down just a little bit. And as we look over the conditions for tomorrow, we can see mostly cloudy skies over much of BC, and that is preparing as we get to the midweek point for those showers to actually make its way over to the province. We can see a risk of thunderstorms in Fort St. John, in Prince George, and Williams Lake, as well as here in the southeast, here in Cranbrook, a risk of thunderstorms there. Chance of showers in Whistler, and we can see over much of the province. This actually is going to be a fairly hot one, hot day tomorrow still. And we can see 31 degrees in Kamloops, 30 degrees for tomorrow's highs in Kelowna, 28 degrees in Victoria. Let's take a closer look at the south coast of BC, though. We can see temperatures for the most part still fairly warm, and we can see conditions very similar to what we're seeing in other parts of the province. For tomorrow, though, we'll see temperatures of about 24 degrees, mix of sun and cloud over much of the area. Chance of showers in Lytton, 34 degrees there, 31 in Whistler, and that chance of showers like we were talking about. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast for Metro Vancouver, though. As we take a look over the next couple of days, we'll see some mix of sun and cloud over Tuesday and Wednesday, and then on Thursday things start cooling off, and there's that chance of showers on Friday, and hopefully carries us through into the weekend as well.
Really nice to see some relief. Thanks so much, Steve.
My pleasure.
Summer comes with a familiar buzz in the air. No, not the exciting kind. We're talking about those pesky mosquitoes that breed and thrive in warm, humid weather. Now, scientists are trying to stop or even eliminate those carrying deadly diseases. Cameron McIntosh looks at the science and the ethical questions it raises.
So this is a little mosquito cage.
Steve Wired is taking on the deadliest animal on the planet.
So there are a few hungry females in there.
using genetics.
Here, what we're trying to do is genetically sterilize them in a way by knocking out genes that are essential for their reproduction.
Here in his University of Manitoba lab, he's targeting Aedes aegypti, which carries yellow fever and dengue. It, combined with the malaria-spreading Anopheles gambii and the Asian tiger mosquito, are responsible for killing up to 1 million people each year, while growing increasingly resistant to insecticides, as global climate change broadens their ranges into parts of Europe and North America.
I mean, I wouldn't normally be an advocate for elimination of any species. I think there perhaps is a case here.
Hilary Ranson works in malaria prevention. She sees promise in research that would either eliminate or make problem mosquitoes genetically incapable of carrying disease. Bill Gates and Google are both funding similar research. In Brazil, scientists are releasing bacteria-infected mosquitoes to limit reproduction, all with the goal of preventing disease. Though Ranson concedes, it poses big questions.
So it is a bit of a political, regulatory, ethical minefield, to be honest.
Don't confuse this with the forever war against the other 95% of mosquitoes, the summer nuisance. Check out this mosquito laser. In Canada, a small number of mosquitoes can transmit West Nile and encephalitis. Larviciding like this in Winnipeg, the most common control.
Each one of those little black dots is a single egg.
Those aren't the target here. But, says Wired, maybe someday.
But you could keep the population suppressed to a nice low level.
Now, most of this is still theory, work in labs, but the science is pushing ahead to control the world's deadliest and arguably most annoying animal. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
After the break, an annual dog race brings out big crowds for a good cause. Trust me, you'll want to see this. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Bell, and this is your CBC Inbox.
This Saturday, join CBC as the Vancouver Bandits take the court for Filipino Heritage Night. Take your shot against Michelle Elliott at the Bandits Backyard Barbecue and win CBC swag. And celebrate the soccer spirit with CBC. We've transformed the CBC Outdoor Plaza into the ultimate pre-game hub featuring music, prizes, and global flavors. Full schedule at cbc.ca/homepitch.
A short race with short legs brought a big crowd to Cranbrook's Rockies Fest this weekend. The annual Wiener Dog Race is one of the festival's lighter traditions.
And as Amber Wong reports, it also helped raise money for a local animal rescue.
At Rockies Fest, the biggest reaction came from some of the smallest racers. The Wiener Dog Race has become a fun community tradition in Cranbrook. This year, it was organized by a local pet rescue.
Wiener dogs are always fun with the little legs when they run. So it's a kids event, family event.
On your mark, get set, go!
For some owners, race day came with a training plan.
She runs stairs and plays with plush toys, so she's been doing lots of training.
And for others, the result came as a little bit of a surprise.
At home, it's kind of funny. We accuse her of being like a sloth when she's coming in from the yard. She moves at a snail's pace like she's an old lady.
And for the winning dog, speed was already part of daily routine.
We've never actually measured how fast she is, but one time riding on my electric bike, it was maxed up at 32 kilometers an hour.
Animal rescue is tough as it is. This is one of the nice sides of it. It's just fun for everybody.
By the end, the race has raised $1,300. The money will help pay vet bills for rescue animals.
We're always looking for volunteers. Could be anything. We're looking for volunteers behind the scene. We're looking always for fosters, cats, kittens, and dog fosters. So anybody who has some extra time, come and contact us, and we sure have something to do for you.
Small dogs, big cheers, and a little more help for animals waiting for care. Amber Wong, CBC News, Cranbrook.
So cute.
Cute. Thanks for being with us tonight on CBC Vancouver News. To keep up with all of the latest news, you can always visit our website, cbc.ca/bc, or download the CBC Gem app.
I'll have your next local news at 11 o'clock right after the national. We'll see you next time.